Happy Sunday, everybody. Welcome to Smell It Sunday here on the Candle Enthusiast's second channel, which is entitled Aromatically Speaking. This is a weekly show. We go live. We talk about candles. We talk about other things that spike our interest. We talk about nostalgia. We talk about the holidays. We talk about positive things to kind of end or begin our week, depending on how you look at it, in a good light. And I'm currently playing this very ominous track, but it doesn't cost me money to play it, so I guess I really can't complain. How is everybody doing? Nancy with the happy 500 subscribers. Yeah, so the secondary channel, Aromatically Speaking, last night hit 500 subscribers, which is very, I have to say, when I started the second channel, I wanted this to be a super intimate place for us to hang out on Sundays. I never wanted this to explode. Not that 500 subscribers is exploding with followers, but we've grown quite a bit for just a live Sunday chat. Essentially, the camera's set up just focused on me, and I talk about different topics, and I chat with you guys. So that is a really big milestone for me. Even though 500 may not sound like a large number, it truly is to me. Trust me. First things first, I gotta pull you guys up because I cannot read your comments. And just so I can prepare you what we're going to be doing today is I have a lot of boxes to open. If you saw the thumbnail of this video, you know what I mean. I said to myself, by the time September came around, I was going to be done with all of my Halloween autumn candle evaluations. I may not have posted all of them, but I planned on filming them and having them ready to be posted. Well, no big surprise. Things have taken me longer than I expected. This has been the case for every holiday, fall, autumn, Christmas, Thanksgiving season, whatever you want to call it. It's been the case every year. Switch account, Aromatically Speaking. And so I am still working on candle evaluations, but at the same time I am working hard on booking, scheduling, most importantly confirming dates for our travel plans, because if you are new to this channel and if you're just familiar with my candle evaluations, that's cool, but we already have a new subscriber. I missed your last name, but Morgan has now subscribed. Thank you, Morgan. Really do appreciate you and your, what's a good way of saying it? We're happy to have you. I'm trying to say it without making it sound cultish, you know? We're not a cult. But yeah, I mean, we have a lot of places that I would like to visit this year, and being that we're on a budget, like everybody else, we're on a budget. Trying to fit in everything that's priority, confirming dates, has really consumed a lot of time, and it takes it out of you. It really does, because you get excited because something's gonna happen, and then it falls through, and then you gotta kind of find a video to replace, or a trip or a location to visit that's gonna replace that video. So just take my word for it. A lot of fun things coming, but I still have a lot of candle evaluations to post. I'm still working on pulling you guys up here. That is a terrible thumbnail, but I will fix it later. And let's adjust this camera. There's no reason to have that much headroom. And bingo, bango. So let's get this party started. I do have my coffee in my, what is it called? But I think I love fall the most mug. This is like a camping mug. It's so heavy duty that it keeps your coffee hot forever. But I also have my water. But the reason why you guys are here, I'm sure, is because of all of these boxes. Since we have Nancy in the house, and Nancy sent me this a while ago. I was supposed to open it up last week, but then at the last moment, I decided to do like my favorite Halloween scent video on my main channel. It went on for over 3 hours. Check it out. But feel free to fast forward at moments, because let me tell you, 3 hours, well, that's not a short period of time for a live video. But Nancy, our good friend Nancy, who's been with us from the very beginning, this is not new for her. She, she's so kind, she's so thoughtful. She really knows how to put a smile on my face, and she sends me cards. She sends me little gifts here and there, but she sent me this little box. It says Yankee Candle on it, but I don't know what's really in the box because it looks like it's been repurposed. Let's see who we have with us. We have like every moderator available here. We have Angie, we have Aaron, we have Nancy, we have Laura, we have Nikki, Stephanie, Jordan, did I miss anybody? Stephanie. The Candle Cabinet. Candle Cabinet. Are you new? Have we been officially acquainted? If not, happy to have you. And then we have Laura and Shannon joining in. Make sure you throw in those comments. I know I'm really bad at looking down here sometimes, but I'm going to try to do my best. I'm always trying to do better, is what I should say. Yes, everybody say hello to Candle Cabinet. That is a good name. I like that name. It actually sounds like a great name for like a boutique store. And I don't have my pocket knife. I have this like paring knife, which is not the sharpest tool in the shed. So I'm doing my best here, but I am interested to see what we got going on here. I think we cut all of the seals. Now, if you guys ever want to send me something, now I'm not looking for gifts and presents and stuff like that. It's always fun, and it's always, I always welcome them, and they're so heartwarming, and that they fuel me, they motivate me to keep going. But if you just want to send me something to open up on one of these live videos every Sunday, even if it's just something fun, it doesn't have to be big. Don't spend a lot of money. That's the #1 rule. But my P.O. box is going to be listed in the description of all of my videos. I think it's going to be in the description section of this, of Aromatically Speaking. But if not, just go over to the Candle Enthusiast, subscribe. The Candle Enthusiast, my main channel. And then you can find my P.O. box there. All right, let's see what Nancy's got going on here. We got some bubble wrap. Always know that I repurpose all of this packaging material. Got to save the earth. We got to do the best we can. And now we have a letter on top. Now I may or may not read this, because sometimes this stuff is kind of personal. We got Morgan. Morgan just subscribed. Hello, you guys. Happy to have you here, Morgan. I just want to read this real quick. Oh, look at this. Perfect. Perfect timing. Hello, Shane. I saw this and I knew it had to go to you. Happy 2nd YouTube anniversary and happy Halloween, Nancy. So, yes, 2 years, which has come and passed. But again, Nancy did send this to me a long time ago. But also, we did hit that 500 milestone. So this is perfect. This is perfect. Look at this. I love it. Pumpkin orange tissue paper. And we got another card. So this card, I'm going to read this on my own time. It's listed to me, and it, just in case, some of that stuff is extra heartfelt and personal. I always want to keep that kind of between the viewer and myself. Very well packaging job. I just want to make sure that I got everything out of here. Very nicely done, Nancy. All right. we got going on here. We have bubble wrap. I don't know if this is a candle. I don't think it is. I don't think it is. So that's exciting. Because usually we're dealing with candles. Oh no. No, no. How did you get this? This may be available on the Disney store, like Disney.com. But I saw this from my brother's vlog. My brother is a Disneyland vlogger. And right now he's covering all the Halloween stuff, all the tricks and treats. And he sent me a video text of this particular item. I'll get it out and you'll see what it is. But check this out, folks. Oh man, I was gonna tell my brother to pick one up at Disneyland, and at the last second I told him no, because I'm really trying to save money for this season. So this is extra touching. Look at that. I'm gonna get in close. We're gonna get in close. That is a 2018 Walt Disney World and Disneyland Mickey Mouse tea light holder, and you know, I always say votive holder too, because if you have like a glass jar that you can put your votive in, I don't know if it'll fit in there, but either way, look at that. So you stick the tea light. Do we have any illumination in the house? You'd think I would have illumination everywhere I go. Oh, right here. Light. So this is not a nice, warm, pretty light, but you can see what happens here as we stick that tea light in there. We're gonna get Mickey's nose, mouth, eyes illuminating. This is like a Mickey Mouse. It is. It's a Mickey Mouse ceramic jack-o'-lantern. And look at the little details. We kind of have the Tim Burton-esque, which is appropriate because Nightmare Before Christmas is so popular in the Disney parks right now. And I'm going to remove this tape gently. There's some packing tape that's holding down the lid to this. So when you're burning this, you can pop off that lid, or you could do what I do. See that? Look at that. Look at that. You could just kind of knock it off kilter if you want. You know, something like that. You know what I mean? This way, the heat and the melted wax in its airborne state can escape. But this is amazing, Nancy. And look at this. Not only that, but it matches my 2016 Boo to You Mickey Mouse mug. I got this at Disneyland, and you can even see on the back here, we essentially have, it is, I mean, it's exactly the same. We have the Mickey, and when you go into the Disney parks, there's a monster-sized Mickey sculpture, just like this, that greets you at the front gates. Nancy, you really don't, hopefully you do know how much stuff like this means to me, but it really, you know, I can't say it enough. All of this stuff that you guys have sent me throughout the years is proudly displayed here in the office. One day I will show you the opposite side of this office, but right now it's still a heavy-duty disaster, a mess. But I have a bunch of Nancy stuff. I have her Nightmare Before Christmas mug over there. I have some of her things from Germany that she sent me, things from Chicago that she sent me in the next room, which is really now my office. So very cool. I highly recommend this. Last year they had this in a Jack Skellington skull, which is, actually it wasn't last year. It may have been last year, but I think I first saw it 2 years ago. I apologize. But this year, I believe this is brand new. And if you don't have the ability to visit the parks, check out the DisneyStore.com. It might be sold out at this point. I just want to give you a heads up. But that is awesome. That is, can I put it on display? Can I put it like back here? So we can, it's not illuminated at the moment, but this way we can at least see it in the shot. Thank you very much, Nancy. Nancy says, so glad you like it. I love it. I don't like it. I love it. We got more folks joining in. We got Julie. We got Uda. Uda, am I spelling her, or pronouncing her name right? You've become quite the candle enthusiast over the past couple weeks, and I love it. Uda's been watching a lot of the videos and commenting, and like I said, stuff like that just keeps me motivated. Other than the coffee, your guys' interest just keeps me motivated. Because we all need motivation to keep going. We got Ruth Adams. She says, I'm here. I see you, Ruth. All right, well, let's keep this going. As much as I don't want to just like hop over that really nice, thoughtful gift from Nancy, I'm trying to think where I'm going to put it. Probably going to leave it here in the office. But now this is another box that I don't think it's from a company. The name looks very familiar, and I'll say the first name, Bill. I know lots of Bills, so I don't know if this is a small candle company. I don't know, or if this is a gift from a fan. But Bill, if you're watching, we're gonna open up this package. It's rather heavy package. And I do want to point that out too, that like the shipping costs of the stuff that you guys send me is outrageous sometimes, so like don't think that I'm not appreciating that as well. UPS, FedEx, USPS, it doesn't matter who. It really stinks sometimes when we go to the post office. We're sending something that's like worth $3, but it costs us $20 to ship sometimes. Oh my good God. Okay, so this is first thing I saw. Oh my good Lord. Bill, if you are here, come out of the darkness. If you are lurking, please introduce yourself. First thing I noticed, look at this. I don't even know where you would buy. Okay, Spirit. It was purchased at Spirit, which is like the Spencer's Gift Halloween shop. It's a decal of Hocus Pocus. You know where this is going. This is going on my little toy car, my Yaris. I got a little Toyota Yaris. And celebrating the 25th anniversary. And look at that. I love that. We have the full moon with the Sanderson sisters floating over the moon in silhouette. And it says, Hocus Pocus, come, ... we fly. Come, we fly. Oh, and I love it. That is an excellent way to begin this. So this does look like some form of care package. This is exciting stuff. My God. All right. So decal, and now we have a box that was purchased by Bill, but sent to Bill by a third party, and based on the tape, I'm guessing it was eBay, and it's heavy. It's very heavy. Oh man. So my favorite, my favorite small batch company in the world, you know what it is. And this is what I was smelling. I opened the box, and I'm like, you know what? There's an aroma coming from this box, and it's I couldn't pinpoint it, But look at this. This is insane. This is a limited edition and now sold out, unless Liz has not informed me that she has re-released this. But this is a limited edition H.P. Lovecraft Witch City Wicks inspired candle. This is a soy wax candle, single wick, and it came in this special, really thick tumbler. And oh boy. Oh yeah, I mean, Liz and I sat down with this for a long time and we discussed all of her many inspirations that went into this fragrance. This is a huge gift, a huge gift. My Witch City Wicks collection is right there, and right there this will stay. Thank you so much. So this was a part of a set, H.P. Lovecraft and Edgar Allan Poe. To my knowledge, they are both sold out. Tell me, so first of all, is Bill here? Somebody tell me if Liz brought these back. I don't think she would be bringing these back, at least not at this moment in time, because she's so swarmed with her Halloween sales. But you can't get this anymore. You can't get it. Oh man, and then at one point she made a Nathaniel Hawthorne candle. And I hope she brings that back. We got more stuff. Remember, the headline of this video is candles and goodies, so, and that's I was kind of guessing, and that's kind of looks like exactly what we're dealing with here. Oh my good God. I love it. I love it. This is like Christmas. But if Chris is in the house, Industrial Wastelands, he's been asking me quite often if I'm ever gonna do this year my Edgar Allan Poe standoff. I always have a difficult time figuring out a correct word to use. I have several different candles by several different candle companies that are all Edgar Allan Poe themed. And look at this right here. I know it's reversed, folks. I know the image is reversed, but don't complain to me. Apple decided to do that, and I don't know how to fix it. But this is a tombstone, very gothic, European gothic tombstone that is made out of like an Ultra Cal 30, like a heavy-duty plaster. And it's got some sparkle to it. And it says nevermore, obviously in reference to the raven. So check this out. When I'm burning this candle, or when I'm burning this candle, which, again, this was the sister or partner, I guess you can't call it sister, but the Edgar Allan Poe that went with the H.P. Lovecraft candle. I can put this right beside it, or if I want to do a little bit of Birkin hair. Do you guys know Birkin hair? We have the Nevermore candle, Edgar Allan Poe themed, obviously. Or if you guys are familiar, where is it? It's there somewhere. But the Patty Wax has a candle that's simply called Edgar Allan Poe. And yes, to answer that question, I will be doing that video one way or the other, even if it's on the road and I'm somewhere in the middle of New England, even if I'm on the side of the road in the middle of the night, or maybe I'll be in a cemetery one evening. I'm going to break out all of those Edgar Allan Poe themed candles, and I'm going to break them down systematically. And I'm not going to choose a winner. I don't like doing that, but I will, compare concepts. This way, if you ever decide to seek one of them out, maybe this will make your decision a little bit easier. But this is awesome. Nevermore. I love it. And I see more Witch City Wicks paraphernalia in the box. This one has been taped up quite a bit. so I'm gonna have to make some incisions here. You guys still with me? We got Gabe joining us, Danny D, and Angie. I mentioned your name, right? Angie, you've been gone for a little bit. I was missing you there for a while. I always miss you, but when you disappear, I miss you more. And there it is. So the Nathaniel Hawthorne, but he also sent the Edgar Allan Poe. So yes, I do have the Edgar Allan Poe candle, but let me tell you what this means. I had the Edgar Allan Poe candle, but I wasn't gonna burn it because I only had one. Now that I have two, I will be burning one. And Angie was on vacation. Angie, I hope you had a wonderful vacation. I don't know where it was, but but from the sounds of some of your vacations, which they sound pretty epic, I hope you had a fantastic time. Edgar Allan Poe, and it's wrapped in some cellophane, and I know why, because these candles came with these little plastic lids, and Bill must have lost a little plastic lid, so I'm not gonna take that off, but this candle, I think a lot of Edgar Allan Poe candles, especially if you go on Etsy, and I don't have a problem with this at all, but a lot of Edgar Allan Poe candles just smell like absinthe, and they call it a day. And there's nothing wrong with that. I love absinthe, I do. Ever since it became illegal again in the U.S., 2007, because they kind of just finally admitted that it's not an hallucinogenic. But there's craft absinthe being made all over the country, and if you want to know my personal favorite, I've said this before, St. George out of Alameda. I always say Oakland, but Oakland, California, but it's really Alameda, California. What's interesting is if you ever watch the Mythbusters, when they do like their car tests, when they have like those long strips of like cement roads where they like destroy cars, flip cars, that's like right there. St. George has their tasting room and their distillery right like 300 feet away from where they filmed the Mythbusters. It's super cool. But anyway, St. George absinthe, and so this doesn't smell like absinthe. There was this story, and I might be getting some of the details wrong, but for a long time there was a mysterious visitor to Edgar Allan Poe's gravesite in Baltimore, and what would happen is, mysteriously, at some point of the night, a bottle of cognac, some say it's cognac, some say some form of whiskey-based spirit, but either way, cognac and a single rose would be left at his gravestone, and they never found out who this was, or if it was multiple people. But now it's kind of become like this tradition where people will do this just, to kind of, I guess, enable Edgar Allan Poe's horrible drinking problem that he had, which was ultimately probably his demise. But anyway, the idea is that we have that oak-aged spirit, very boozy cognac smell to this candle. So it is boozy, but there's a masculine scent as well. There's that musky, masculine, little bit of cologne, but not modern day cologne. This is what you would imagine like Ichabod Crane smelling like, or like the Headless Horseman smelling like. This is like old school cologne. And what's interesting is the muskiness of that cologne really complements and even bridges the muskiness of that musky floral rosy note in this candle. But through the cellophane, I can clearly smell a little bit of that boozy, and not in a bad way at all. Not in a bad way at all. This is not like, I was a bar back in college for a lot of years. I'd have to clean up the bar at 3:30, 4 a.m. in the morning, and that wasn't a pleasant smell. But this smells, you get a little bit of that peat from like a Scotch maybe, so that's not cognac, but also that could be interpreted as oakiness. Thank you so much, Bill, for including that. But there's more, so I want to keep going. There's more in this little care package that he sent. And then coming up, we have candles, folks. I showed you some candles that Village Candle. I'm working with Village Candle. I'm going to Village Candle. I'm going to Maine. I asked, and they politely said yes. I asked if I could visit them, and maybe we could do an interview, share a little bit about the history of their company, and do a walkabout tour their facility. And they're like, let's do it. They were so excited because I think, you know, we all know Village Candle, but what do we really know about Village Candle? We know that we find Village Candles in grocery stores and pharmacies and stuff like that, but do we really know the history of the company? Probably not. At least I don't. Not yet. So this is awesome. I'm not doing research. I'm purposely not doing research. I'm going to go up to Maine. I'm going to meet with the folks from Village, which they have been super kind. So far, they've been nothing but a pleasure to communicate with, and we're gonna really explore Village in depth. So that's what's coming up. They sent me, if you watched a few lives ago, they sent me 4 candles that were beautiful. They smell great. They look great. Here's one right here. This is part of their metallic collection. Is seashore and driftwood. The problem is, when it comes to like after the 4th of July for you guys want autumn fragrances. I know that sounds crazy, and a lot of you don't. A lot of you do want summer candles during the summer season, but a lot of you guys demand autumn and even Halloween stuff as soon as the 4th of July is over. So I told them, because they sent me that stuff in like late July, I told them I really can't use these. I've never really made a big Village candle before. And I can't use these because if I do a Village Candle video, I want it to be really successful. So they sent me more candles. I told them I would send them back, but they're like, no, keep them. We'll just send you more candles. And they said they would send holiday candles. Now, I don't know if that holiday means Halloween or if it means Christmas, but together we are going to find out. We have 2 more candles in here, and this is, I already know what this is. Just by the vague color that I can see through this bubble wrap. And what's interesting about this very morning, somebody left me a comment saying, it's a shame that Yankee Candle doesn't produce swirl candles anymore. Yes, Yankee Candle, they don't make swirl candles. They make layered candles. You know how Woodwick has the layered candles, the trio candles? But they don't make swirl candles. There's several reasons, but the main reason was that they had to be, at least from what I heard, made by hand, like poured by hand. It took a lot of extra time, and, you know, with the expansion of Yankee Candle, I think they decided to pull the plug on it. But it's not new news. See, I knew this years ago. But with Yankee Candle, they make these kind of announcements within the company years in advance. So I found out that they were getting rid of the swirl candles back in like 2014. So when they disappeared last year, actually when they disappeared last year, which was, it didn't have a name, but it was a blend of Sweet Seduction and Forbidden Apple. Right? Okay, so there's one of each. All right, so look at this. Non-outlet. 2 swirl candles. They look identical, but they are not. This is a 2016 swirl candle that's called, I know it's hard to read, folks, but it says Toxic Tonic. And in 2016, this was a swirl or a blend of Forbidden Apple and the Yankee Candle Autumn Classic Spiced Pumpkin. Oh. Like any of you folks out there who are Yankee Candle Autumn Apple Pumpkin fans, I mean, I didn't realize how much popularity that candle had, Apple Pumpkin. But man, it's a favorite for a lot of you guys, I've found out. Well, this is something that you need to hunt down. Now, your window of opportunity of finding this in outlets is gone. I mean, this, you know, you would have been able, a year ago, you would have been able to find like a dozen of these and get them for like dirt cheap. But now, unfortunately, in many cases, they're going to cost you quite a bit of money on eBay. But this was 2016. I remember getting this early because this was one of the candles that went to Bed Bath & Beyond a month before the Halloween release in 2016. Oh yeah. So I do have one, but it's the same thing. Now I get to burn and enjoy one, and I can keep that other one as a part of my permanent collection. Now, last year, this was the last ever swirl candle produced by Yankee Candle. It didn't have a name. And like I said, it looks very similar, but trust me, it's a much different fragrance. It's Forbidden Apple, that's the green part, but Sweet Seduction, which is essentially the rehash, the kind of renamed candy corn fragrance. Sweet Seduction, we all know by now. Different fragrance from candy corn, but essentially plays by the same rules and has officially taken candy corn's place. And this is it. This was the last one, the last swirl candle ever produced, unless the Yankee Candle decides to bring these back. Look how fun that is. And when it melts, the colors come together. And in this case, it's weird because orange and green kind of turn brown, but it's still cool because it's like an amber color when it pools out. And like I said, non-outlet, 2017, 2016. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much. That is going to conclude it for Bill's box. Bill, who, you know, we may have been introduced. We may have even corresponded. But please reach out if you see this, because I would like to really extend a personal, at least an email, just thanking you for all of these wonderful tokens, these gifts. And I'm glad I get to share it with you guys. Thank you very much, Bill. Now, let us get to the actual candle companies. Hocus pocus. Forgot about that for a second. We got Village Candle here. Let's do Village Candle, because this is holidays, but I don't know what holiday candles. Angie is saying Toxic Tonic is awesome. Awesome swirl candles. I love those, says Nancy. Kazra, those are great. What about trio candles? So, Laura, I think you're referring to the layered candles. Laura knows more than I do. Let's face it. She knows that. I know that. We didn't get one this year. We had one last year, but they weren't Halloween fragrances, right? Help me out. It was Spice Pumpkin. I can't remember. It was in my Halloween video when I was at the Village. They had like 1 billion of them, and I never picked one up for myself. I like the swirls, the layers. Just not my thing. Because you know me, I don't burn my candles like completely. I burn a little bit, put them away, and then pull them out maybe months later, and then burn a little bit more. And when they're layered, you're only getting 1 scent at a time. Yeah. We had a Halloween trio last year. Halloween or autumn? And if it was Halloween, it was Spice Pumpkin, Apple Pumpkin, and Harvest, I think. Jordan, I think you're right, other than the Apple Pumpkin. I think it was Spice Pumpkin and Harvest, because Spice Pumpkin and Harvest is, that mix is what Yankee Candle calls Pumpkin Patch, or at least they did when they made that candle. But either way. And then how else is everybody else doing here? Office looks amazing, says TRF Timothy. Thank you. Timothy has got a new baby in the house, and so does Brett from Philly Candleman. But so to Brett, And for Tim, you know, Tim doesn't have a chance to make it to all the lives, but trust me, he's been with us from almost the very beginning, and he has shown so much support to this channel in many more ways than you guys could possibly know. He's really helped me out with the channel. So huge thank you to Tim. I hope everything is going fantastic with the new baby in the house. And I hope you're getting sleep. Thank you for joining in today. He's probably already gone, because let's face it, when you have a toddler running around, or the toddler's probably not running around, but crying through the night, you need to get sleep. And Angie says, I just remembered when you stabbed a layered candle with a knife. Yeah. Oh, wait, so it was Sweet Seduction. So last year it was Sweet Seduction, Spiced Pumpkin, and it was Buttercream was the third one. I think. But anyway, yeah, I couldn't find the Spiced Pumpkin candle last year. So with the layer candle, I had to do like an incision, like a surgery, and pull out some Sweet Seduction wax. This was before they actually released the candle. So you're right, Angie. Thank you for helping me out there. So Village Candle. Village Candle is going to be out of Maine. They are, I'm not sure what year they were established, but a lot of, you know, this is what upsets me. I think a lot of people assume that Village is just a blatant knockoff of Yankee Candle. But Village has been around a very, very long time. I mean, other than the fact that they both use the same kind of apothecary jar, which is not something that Yankee came up with or even used in the earliest days. Village Candle is not like a knockoff. Look at this. Dun, 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 dun. We got 4 candles. What did they send me to evaluate? So this is what you guys are going to be seeing me evaluate. And then later this season, I'm going to be going up to Maine. Oh my good God. All right. So, holiday? Yes. But, could stray away from holiday. You'll see what I mean in a second. Wow, well, one that excites me immediately, not just because it's this, like, silver bullet. Look at this. This is like, this looks like some massive, you know, bullet that you would put into a bazooka, but it's not. It's not ammunition in any way. This is a part of their metallic collection, and this is a perfect selection, because if you guys know my background, you know that I worked in wine for many years. It's going to be hard to read, but it says Elderflower Prosecco. Elderflower, which is not a descriptor or a description I use when I usually evaluate Prosecco, so that's interesting. Elderflower and Prosecco. Prosecco is going to be a sparkling wine made in Italy. It's not a true champagne style wine. It's a sparkling wine, but I think it's most popular, it's most well known because it is the beverage of choice when making the classic white peach Bellini, created in Venice. And wow, you know, I know you guys want to see me do in-depth evaluations right now, but you know that's not the way this works. But I will give them a quick sniff. That kind of smells like Prosecco. And more so than that, I'm getting a little bit of that tart, not super sweet, but like tart peach. So a little bit of Bellini action. And although elderflower would be something I certainly would not come up with, I probably would eventually, at some point during my evaluation, say something to the effect of floral. So that holiday, I don't know if that's a holiday candle, but it certainly works for holidays. And then this one also, this is to me a little bit more autumn. You know, this is autumn in the woods, fishing by the river, you know, flannel coats, hat, tent. This is definitely not Christmas. It's called River Stone. Can we read that? This is also a metallic jar. Let me show you the inside. Look at that. 2 wicks, and I can smell it from here. I can smell this. This has already kind of this. This smells like a little bit of that masculinity of maybe that man down by the river. Not like a Chris Farley kind of way. I hate comparing candles to candles. I really do. I try never to do it. But honestly, this is taking a very similar approach right from the get-go to Midsummer's Night, Yankee Candle. It's masculine without being, let's face it, nauseating. You know, like if you've ever smelled things like, come on, you know, some of you, fess up. I know that some of you, if there's any men watching or any women out there, maybe you bought this for your man at some point in your life. It's hard to read that label, but it's going to say gray flannel. This is something that's, I don't know, do people still wear gray flannel? I have a whole library of colognes from different eras. And this is kind of my late 70s section down here. You know, gray flannel smells great. Very, very, very earthy, but let's face it, can be nauseating if it's overdone. But this is masculine, but you know, it's citrusy and bright in a way where it's not nauseating. It's kind of like yeah. I'm gonna leave it at that. That's exciting. That's exciting. I might be picking up some minerality on that too. So River Stone. I'm liking the concept of that one. But again, holiday. I'm not sure, but that's, I mean, holiday in the sense of autumn for sure. And this is going to flip some folks out. Is Laura still in the house? Laura might be busy doing something creative. I do see Chris. Chris has joined in, and we have Mainframe. Stephanie's here. And Tim, I just want to quickly read this. Tim says, thank you, Shane. Sorry I'm not here as often as I'd like to be. Always try to watch back the lives during the week. Well, that's cool. Please don't ever feel obligated to do that, especially when they run on for 3 hours, Tim. And I understand a lot of us. I worked on the weekends for 6 years. And not only that, even when you have the weekends off, it's a very hard thing to do is to tune in. But I know you're there, and I know your support's there. And that's all that truly matters to me. Now, like I said, this is going to amaze, and it's going to turn off a lot of people. But I'm excited. It's a limited edition. It's not a metallic jar, as you can see. This beautiful, very deep eggplant color. But for the sake of just not saying eggplant, well, eggplant is kind of late summer, right? You know, this reminds me of a very witchy, you know, it's kind of like the color of Moonlight Harvest. Remember Yankee Candle's Moonlight Harvest? This candle, check this out. Patchouli Plum. Talk about two contrasting aromas. We have an earthy, pungent, powerful, smoky, woody, somewhat sweet, but more of the earth patchouli fragrance matched up with something juicy, blue fruit flavor, tart and sweet, bright. This is going to be interesting. Again, I'm not going to do an in-depth breakdown, but I have to give this a sniff. And Nikki, I know Nikki loves patchouli. Nikki's in the house. I don't think I've said hi to you, Nikki, yet. Wow. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. This is not... If I went up to somebody who doesn't like patchouli, right? Someone who says, I hate patchouli. I can't stand it. I gave him this candle. I bet you there's a handful of those people who would not even detect that there's patchouli in this candle. Why? Because it's balanced. Patchouli can be way, way overdone, but when it's balanced properly, when you have patchouli in check, it can give you such deep complexity. And what it's doing in this case here is that, yes, the majority that I mean, I see black currants, huckleberry, it really looks just like blackberries, but I can't be sure. It says raspberry. Well, they're black raspberries then, because raspberry is on black, or they're definitely black on the label. But I'm definitely getting fruit forward. This is juicy. Like this is like a Lodi Zinfandel juicy without the spiciness. This is like, you know, you ever use the word jammy when you're describing a wine? This smells really juicy and jammy, but it's still bright enough where, you know, it's not, you know, the sweetness doesn't weigh it down. And that patchouli is just this lingering figure, this ghostly presence in the background that helps create the feel of the earthiness of the fruit. So if you're thinking about being outside picking bramble, if you're thinking about outside picking plums, or if you're thinking of just being outside in general, that patchouli in there just helps you with that escape. It brings you outside a little bit. But this is not an aggressive patchouli at all. That's going to be so fun to evaluate. And then this one is clearly a winter Christmas holiday fragrance. It is, look at that beautiful white wax. Winter clementine. And what would Christmas be without clementines? I don't know about you, but I always have the little cuties, clementines, the little box of the citrus fruit. When I visit my parents' house during the Christmas season. Whoa. All right, so tangerine. I mean, let's go with clementine because that's what they're calling it. But tangerine. You ever get Tropicana's tangerine juice? If you haven't, try it. One morning, just instead of getting the orange juice, get the tangerine and just try it. But tangerine. But honestly, the first thing that hit me hard was that spruce needle. Very rosemary-esque, little bit of thyme, but that lemony, citrusy pine, and like juniper berry. Is that on here? Please don't be on there. Thank God. Okay, it's not on there on the fragrance notes. But juniper berry, pine cone, pine sap. But more specifically, this isn't like balsam and cedar. This is not woody. This doesn't have a lot of wood. This has the sweetness and the herbaceousness of pine. These are all really interesting candles. Take one last look at that label. Tangerines on top of snow-covered, and there's a couple pine cones in there. And that does look like a very spiky, not blue spruce, but a spruce or some form of evergreen, alpine, coniferous tree. And the fragrance note is citrus, fresh cut balsam. I'm glad I didn't use that word balsam. Do you ever get excited when you use fragrance notes that are actually not on the candle? Maybe that's just me. Because I feel like if it's on the label, it feels like I'm cheating. But thank you very much, Village Candle. I will be spending time with these after I take a short little, since these do seem to be what I would consider Christmas and Autumn Phase 2. Autumn Phase 2 for me kind of comes, you know, right after Halloween, like November 1st. I'll try to get these done sooner than that, hopefully, but expect my evaluations of these candles around that time. Very cool. Honestly, Village Candle, I think it's all, if you haven't tried them out, I haven't tried them out a lot. I really haven't. I burned maybe a couple, but only recently. And you know, I think, like I said, I think we're easy to dismiss Village sometimes. That's why I think it's important that I go and I visit. And man, I really think I sold them on the idea. Now, if you tuned in, I think it was 2 weeks ago, I'm not going to open this up. But if you tuned in 2 weeks ago, I opened up, and you may be seeing reviews from everybody on these candles. These are Colonial Candles. It's their autumn collection of 7 fragrances. They asked me if I'd like to do review 1 or 2 of them. I'm like, no, I'd like to review all 7 of them. So they kindly sent me all 7, although I think it was the whiskey cedarwood smashed in the box. And because you know, I do a lot of close-ups in my edited videos, I need the candles to look really pretty, and you see that kind of damage? So only 1 candle was broken, but there's a dent on that lid, there's some scratches on that lid. I mean, it doesn't affect the candle at all, but I told them, like, look, I can't, these candles aren't camera ready, so could you send me another set? I'll be happy to pay or compensate or pay for the shipping or send back the candles you've already sent me. A testament to Colonial Candle. Within a day, they had a brand new set out to me. So huge shout out to Colonial Candle. And I have smelled the majority of these, and although some of them are probably not the most intense, I know you guys love intensity, like candles that are gonna blow down your house, like, you know, the Big Bad Wolf. I don't think that a lot of them are going to fit into that category. I do like the soft linger, candles that are a little bit lighter. So there's some of those in this collection, but there's also some in here that are pretty potent. One, for example, white pumpkin and sugared pumpkin are the 2, even though they're kind of the most basic as far as the names are concerned. I think those are like the 2 of my favorite. And let me just show you what they look like real quick. Here's one that's unboxed. And yes, I'm fully aware that these can be found under a different name in different retail arenas. But, you know, it is what it is. I don't know how to comment on that. What I do know is that when I shop at TJ Maxx or Marshalls and Home Goods, things like that, I don't know how long they've been there. I don't know where they came from. I don't know how long they've been on a truck. I don't know where they were in storage. I don't know the history of those candles. So I do shop at TJ Maxx. I do shop at Marshalls. And I would never, ever criticize someone who shops at TJ Marshalls. But I just do want to stress that if you are in love with a particular candle, like really in love with a particular candle, like say like a Yankee candle, and you find it at TJ Maxx, it might be in your best benefit if you buy it at TJ Maxx, but also seek it out from a Yankee candle retailer, where you know that it's made the journey from South Deerfield, Massachusetts, straight to its final destination. Or better yet, just go to, you know, if you can make it to South Deerfield, Massachusetts, it's traveled a mile from the factory to the factory store. Am I gonna get a thumbs down for any of those comments that I just made? My heart's in the best place. I'm just saying, like I said, it's the same. There's so many comparisons I can make with the wine world and the candle industry. And, you know, when you go to, like, bargain, like, you gotta love Bevmo, you gotta love Trader Joe's, right? But honestly, if you heard some of the stories, like if you buy wine at Trader Joe's, like the path those wines take, especially if they're coming from like other countries, the path that they take before they actually finally make it onto the shelf at Trader Joe's, it's pretty scary. Wine and candles, they're perishable products. So 1 warm hour in a hot truck could be the make or break of doing heat damage to a candle. And God only knows what else is happening on those journeys. Just a heads up, that's my 2 cents. Not that you asked. We have more boxes. Da-ba-bum. Now this, I ordered myself because I wanted it. I hope that's okay with you folks. I got it at a great price. I remember when this came out and I never got it. It was many moons ago, or at least it feels like many moons ago. But now, whew, interesting wrapping job. This is from eBay. Now I have it, and I may photograph it, I may use it for a day or two, and this is what I become. This is what I become. And then I might just actually put this back right up on eBay, again, to help fund the channel. But I need to photograph it first. Oh, man. At last, all of these years, you're finally in my hand. I don't know if you have a name. Do you have a specific name? Is Laura still with us? It looks like it does have a name, but it's abbreviated. This is an early Boney Bunch tart. What do you call them? Tart warmers? Tart warmers. Tart warmers. Look at, I'm not even, I'm like this. Here, look at it, guys. Look at it right there. So we have the top-hatted skeleton Boney Bunch character. This is when they actually would use a little bit of that flocking on the collar. So it actually looked a little bit like fabric. Can you see that? It comes off easily, but it looks like this is in pretty good shape. And this is, let's get a comparison. This is not small, right? Remember, these are oh wow, these are 21.25 ounces. That's a very strange number. Anyway, so just, you know, it's a tiny bit shorter than a standard apothecary jar. You load in your tea light, or tea lights, plural, right here in the back. You guys know how this works. We have some venting all around the hat here. And, but wait a minute though, if this is the thing, I never got into tart melting, I never got into wax cube melting. Wouldn't that ruin the porcelain? So am I getting this wrong? Is there something that I don't see? So you guys are, it looks like you're a little bit, there's some lag time, so I don't know if you're addressing that, but like, you know, I got a lot of grief from folks from when I was this year's Halloween preview party at Deerfield. I was saying all the Boney Bunch, like, oh, this can hold a votive, this can hold a votive, and really, what I should have been saying is tea light, but really, if you can put the votive in a glass jar, I do not see why you can't use it with Boney Bunch. But melted wax on porcelain, can we do that? In any case, I didn't buy this to wax tarts on. I mean, I bought this so I could put illumination inside. Again, this is a very cool, bright white light, so this is not the best example, and it's not going to do anything for us right now. But you put that, maybe you get some, I'm going to get some LED lights. I have these things, you can get them on Amazon. They're so cheap. You can get like a 6-pack of these for like $3, maybe a few dollars more. But these are LED. You can get them at the, you know, the grocery stores too. Look at how many come in one box. I think there was 6 in here. And you gotta pull the plastic tab. I'm not gonna do that, but essentially you unravel this, and then you have like this battery-operated portable LED string of lights that last like 50 to 100 hours. So that's probably what I'll do with this. I'll photograph it, and like I said, you know, I have a little pile here of some of my beloved pieces of my Yankee Candle Halloween collection, and I'm gonna be putting them up on eBay again. you know, it's not that I want to, but I know they'll be going to good homes. And again, the whole purpose of me putting them up on eBay is not for me to make money and go out and buy a brand new pair of shoes. The idea is we have a lot of stuff to do this season. A lot of I have right now at this point 11 hotel rooms booked, motel rooms booked, a couple hotels, but mainly motel rooms, and there's going to be a lot more. Cost a lot of money, so I need to dig out of my own personal collection to help raise funds for all of these things that we're going to be doing. So in order to do that, I will be putting up some of my personal stuff, like one of my witch's hands that hold house warmer jar. This was the one from 2015. I think 2015 is correct. And we also have the 2015 witch boots. I think they were called the Batty boots or Bat boots. Forget the official name. These will be going up on my eBay page. I'm just giving a few little things, and I'm going to put this out there. It's going to take me a little bit to put this stuff on eBay. I've been saying for 3 weeks I'm going to be putting stuff up on eBay, but trust me, I've been busy. This one's hard to give away. Not because it's probably worth tons, but this is mine. I mean, I bought this when, you know, it came out, and it means a lot to me. And this is Yankee Candle's exclusive Witch's Brew teddy bear. You see right there on his foot, it says Yankee Candle. The little teddy bear. They make the bigger teddy bears now for like the Christmas season, the winter season. But this one kind of cradled the Witch's Brew jar. At least that's how they promoted it anyway. And this one was mine. But just to prove to you guys, and his arms are portable, but just to prove to you guys how much this channel, or the candle enthusiast and aromatically speaking, means to me, I will be parting with some of these little tokens of my collection. And one more thing I'll show you, and then I'll let the rest be a surprise when you see them on eBay. Just go my eBay, the official Candle Enthusiast eBay seller page is called Aromatic Adventures. One word. So look that up. If you just type in Mary Tyler Moore mug, you'll find Mary Tyler Moore mug. That's correct. If you guys don't know the story behind that, I understand why you're confused. But if you type that in, you'll find my mug that's available for sale, exclusive Candle Enthusiast mug. But I am going to be selling one of my Cannikins. This was an early 1980s Yankee Candle blueberry Cannikin. That's right. Before the apothecary jar, we had, you know, Yankee Candles came in different formats, and one of them was something called the Cannikin, which wasn't something they created. It was a very popular way of storing wax, dating all the way back to the late 19th century. And there's a significant amount of blueberry wax in there that's highly aromatic, and there is a wick. Again, all very emotional stuff to give away, but I am certain that they'll be going to good homes. So make sure you check out that eBay page. They're not going to be up for long. They're not going to be like 7-day auctions. They're not going to be like 30-day auctions or limited buy it now auctions. I'm going to start everything at 99 cents. It's going to be like 3 days, and for whatever it sells for, and just not going to turn back. All right, so that's that. Let's see if we have other boxes to open. All right, we have more boxes. We talked about the Colonial, but check this one out. I'm going to give you a sneak peek. I'm not going to open this because I'm actually going to be doing an unboxing for my edited video for this. But if anyone is familiar with sick wicks, now I want to warn you, for children, for parents, who are watching with their children, you know, this is a little bit more on the side of very kind of horror film, gory, Halloween fun, slasher film themed candles. So it's a little bit kicked up as far as the gruesome factor. And you can tell by, this isn't just sloppy duct tape. This is, I mean, this is all for aesthetic purposes. You can see that sun that's duct taped on there. It says "For You," and it's wrapped in some twine, and the box is aged. It looks like it was pulled out of some basement that was flooded, and it's sealed in duct tape. And inside of this box are some very, very creepy and possibly disturbing candles. So I will be producing a video on this soon. It's going to be one of the many small batched candle company videos, including Washington Wicks. I've been promising that one for how long now? Washington Wicks and Get Fictional will be coming up, and we'll be finally be talking about those 1803 Halloween candles in the near future. And check this one out. Did anybody get this last year? I keep forgetting I had this. It's a little bit dirty, but this is a wood wick. What was the name? It just went by Vanilla Bean. It's the Vanilla Bean fragrance, but it comes in this kind of ghostly treats-esque tumbler. I might like this. But so this is the time of the show where I'm going to open up my computer. I'm going to look down here, and I'm going to take some questions, if you guys have any, and really, whether it's about candles, whether it's about Halloween, whether it's about future videos, whatever you guys have, and then we'll talk about a few more things that are interesting. At least I think so. And then we'll part ways, but only for this week. Only for this week. And you'll be seeing a lot of me because I gotta get like 2,000 videos uploaded this week. Whether that'll happen or not, I'm not sure. Okay, so Stephanie says, the wax won't damage the porcelain, but the heat from the tea light will do a little damage over time. So that's very good to know. Very good to know. Thank you, Stephanie. I've never really used any of my Boney Bunch practically. You know, I've never used them. Well, that's not true. I put tea lights in them, so I guess that's what you're saying. The tea lights will do damage to the porcelain, but I've never melted wax on them. I'm so ready for autumn. It's unreal, says Harry Goodman. Well, it is autumn, isn't it, Harry? Are you not celebrating autumn or fall yet? If not, you really should be, because I don't know. It feels like I've been celebrating fall for about 3 years already. A little sneak peek of a video that will be happening one of these days. This is what you guys, little bonus prize for if you guys hang out for a little bit. I have that Homeworks Autumn Bonfire Candle. That needs to be talked about. Hopefully I will be getting that video done very, very soon. Angie, Shane, I sent you a package. It's supposed to arrive tomorrow. Thank you, Angie. So what that'll mean is next Sunday when we go live, or I've been promising you spontaneous lives. If we have a spontaneous live video, maybe we'll do that as well. But you know, maybe I'll wait till Sunday, or at least when you're in the chat room, because I don't want you to miss it. Danny says, today I'm going to be decorating my porch for Halloween. My neighbors are going to think I'm nuts. Really? Really, Danny? I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's because I always say New England. New York really isn't New England. I mean, let's face it. I mean, it's New England-esque, but it's not New England. Or am I incorrect about that? You guys tell me. But I don't know. I mean, Halloween is everywhere I go. I mean, it's in front yards. It's, you know, there's twinkle lights on all the houses. The pumpkins are on display. They're not carved yet, but they're on display. All the farmers markets are, of course, have been open for 2 months, really. Yeah, so Nikki says, I decorated September 10th. Yeah, I mean, that's, to me, for me, I mean, last year's been a little bit different because my work schedules is crazy, trying to balance everything out with the channel, and, you know, just personal life in general, right? So I haven't been doing much decorating at all, but before the Candle Enthusiast, it's the same thing with Christmas. It's like the second week of September or the second week of November, I start decorating for Christmas. So that gives me about a good 6 weeks of decorations. Autumn Glow by Yankee Candle is my go-to fall fragrance. I think it's really unique and puts me in the autumnal mood straight away. Harry, yes, I agree. That's a very good candle. I don't believe it was, it never really was released in the U.S. If you are in the U.S., I'm guessing you maybe obtained it through a non-Yankee Candle retail or through an outlet. Let me grab it here. I mean, just the label of this candle is out of this world. So this is the candle that Harry was talking about. Now, I did a full in-depth evaluation of this candle, but just take a good look at that label. And the color of the wax may not be registering as well as it should, but it is like a very, very dark purple color, even darker than that patchouli plum by Village. And honestly, this label is on my top 5 of recent years, and it's not because it's the full-size jar or full-size label. Conceptually, I think I understand what the artist was going for, and that's all going to be explained in my evaluation. So just type in you know, YouTube search bar, The Candle Enthusiast Autumn Glow. There should be a thumbnail of like this, of me being like looking very surprised. I thought it was a good video. I thought it was a great candle. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Kind of reminds me of my dad a little bit. I won't lie. It reminds me of, like, you know, just maybe not that gray flannel, but it's got a little bit of that good, old-fashioned, old-timey cologne goodness with that nice, because those colognes of the good old days, not the good old days, but the 70s and the 80s, they use things like vetiver, they use things like patchouli, so they smell very outdoorsy because their ingredients were very outdoorsy. So it's not necessarily a cologne candle, but it has those outdoor masculine smells. And just because we have Nikki in the house, and I was actually speaking with Nikki from Washington Wicks the other day, I want everyone right now to congratulate Nikki. This is her first season as a candle maker, at least professionally. I don't know, maybe Nikki's making candles for a long time. They certainly smell like she's been making candles for a long time, if you've ever smelled a Washington Wicks candle. But she told me one of her particular collections sold out in 9 minutes the other day. 9 minutes. That beats Washington, or Witch City Wicks. Liz sold out in 14 minutes. So a huge, and Nikki's saying right now, no, about a year. She's been doing it just about a year, and so the fact that in a year's time, she's there's so much progress that's been made. I mean, from the labels to the concepts to the variety of the fragrances, everything from child, fun, enthusiastic, spooky fragrances to very thought-provoking fragrances, some very outside the box, fragrances. Fun things like Sasquatch, right? A video I desperately wanted to make. Nikki, one day I'll make a video on that Sasquatch candle. I was this close at buying a Sasquatch Bigfoot costume on Amazon. I'm not kidding. And I was gonna like legit do like a Bigfoot, like found video, like a horror film, like found footage, Bigfoot video that went with that candle. I'll do it one day. It just wasn't in the budget this year because that costume, the one I wanted, that looked hilarious. It looked like something from a Three Stooges episode. It was quite expensive. But I will be, so everyone congratulate Nikki, please. Because I may not be good at a lot of things, but I'm good at spotting passion and creativity, and she certainly has no shortage of either of those two. My video will be focusing on 2 candles that I hope they're still available, Nikki. But these are her, I'm calling them the Myers collection. But they're essentially the 1978 horror film classic inspired Halloween candles, the classic Michael Myers film, John Carpenter, and there's 2 of them. There might be more, but I have 2. The Night He Came Home, which was the official tagline of the film. The Night He Came Home, that classic poster with the jack-o'-lantern, the fist, and the knife. And we even have Sam Loomis's quote right there on top, giving us context behind the candle. Look at that beautiful wax. So I will be doing that one, and it was the Boogeyman. Again, the closing, well, wait a minute. I was wrong about that, because this is the Sam Loomis quote on top of, it was the Boogeyman, right? Got the jack-o'-lantern, right? Can't you almost see it split open and the skull inside, like in Halloween 2, the title sequence? But this one has Sheriff Brackett. Everyone's entitled to one good scare on the title of, or on the lid of this jar. So 2 very interesting fragrances. I've made my notes. I told Nikki, I apologize. I wanted to have these done so much sooner. Just things just get in the way, but they are coming. But don't wait for my evaluations. That's my point. I'm giving you my testimonial. I usually don't do that in my evaluations, but with these live videos, we're friends, right? I'm giving you my testimonial. Please visit Nikki's or Washington Wicks Etsy page. Shop around. There's probably a lot of things that are sold out at this point, but get your hands on what's available. 2 right off the bat that I want to draw attention to is, I love that Sasquatch candle, but Dirt Nap and Frog Snot. Dirt Nap and Frog Snot. 2 completely different candles. I mean, talk about difference. And Nikki's saying thank you, and it's truly my pleasure. I just wish that I could have had a video done for you much sooner. And where is Leslie? I haven't heard from Leslie. Leslie, or the Pethy Bridge Candle Company, she was making candles. She's still making candles, but she was making tons of candles. I actually have one burning back there right now. You can't see it because it's behind the Mickey Mouse. But I have, I believe it's the Bella Lugosi candle. So Leslie, if you're watching, I'm burning one of your candles, but she's got a brand. She kind of redesigned her candle company's name and the aesthetic, the look. It's called Silver Moon Candles, right? Candles? Sorry if I'm not getting that right. I don't think it's Wicks. It's Silver Moon, and it looks. My personal opinion, if you're listening, Leslie, everything looks super refined. It looks like you've kind of, you know, you put in that time, you've worked on the candles, you figured out what you liked, what you didn't like, and now everything is just like, I just can't wait to burn some of those candles. And I just haven't heard from you in a while. So Leslie, if you're listening, I'm wishing you the best of luck with all of your endeavors, your move, and just hope you're happy in general. I know this is your favorite time of year. Laura is taking off, so bye-bye, Laura. Thank you for joining in on this Sunday. And as always, I just want to remind you folks of the Facebook fan group, Candle Enthusiast fan group. Yes, there is one of those. And it's just like this live channel. It's not just about candles. It's about all the things that we enjoy. It's just a fun place to go to just talk to people that are drama-free, are very friendly, always helpful, and there's plenty of candle talk as well. Go to Facebook, if you have a Facebook, your own personal Facebook account, and look in that little search bar, type in the Candle Enthusiast fan group, and request to join. If this is something that's, if you want to get be a part of the community of people, keep up to date with what's going on in the candle industry, candle world. Again, without all of the drama and the complaining and the just negative bitterness. I'm not suggesting the other groups are bitter, but I can guarantee you that you will not see bitterness on the Candle Enthusiast page. And trust me, I have nothing to do with it. It was created by the fans. Well, it's created by Rachel, but it's moderated by some very, very loyal friends of mine. But we became friends through this process. Never even met them. So thank you. So look that up, and also there's never an easy way to do this, but you have to do it. As a responsible YouTuber, you have to promote yourself. And if you're looking for a way to say, well, you know what, I would love to, maybe not love to, but I would like to give maybe $1 a month to Shane for the Candle Enthusiast. Again, not to buy me a brand new pair of shoes. I need a new pair of shoes, but I'll pay for those. What I need money for is to spend the nights where we are visiting. Like I said, we're booking dates now, like actually putting nails in the wall or in the calendar, thumbtacks in the calendar, if you want to use that analogy. And so things our hotel rooms are being booked. The gasoline volume is going up and up and up. And if you just want to throw in a few dollars to share your support, patreon.com/thecandleenthusiast. Patreon.com/thecandleenthusiast. Just go to any one of my videos, not on this channel, but any one of the Candle Enthusiast videos. Go into the description section. You'll find all of the links. Even if you just want to make an anonymous donation, trust me, I wish there was other ways to do it, but this show is self-funded. It's funded by fellow enthusiasts. So your support has kept this show on the roads for 2 years now. And I would like to see us keep growing and building and building. But if you go onto Patreon, my account, I say this every week, there's other things to discover, especially if you just don't know like what my mission is, what I'm trying to do. Where will this channel be in 5 years? What do I want it to be in 5 years? Well, if you have those questions, that's a great place to start. And I do have subscription boxes that are available, so make sure you look into that. Every month I send out my own personally made, I don't make the candles, but I put together a box, customized for you personally, a subscription box, and I ship them to you. And it's just one of the many ways you can support the channel. So that's gonna wrap it up for today. I want to thank everyone for joining in. I hope you enjoyed, this little unboxing. Again, a huge shout out to Nancy, a huge shout out to Bill for the gifts. Never necessary, but always appreciated in my heart. Thank you so much. And for the candle companies as well. Again, lots of reviews coming up, but traveling is the objective. A lot of traveling to be done. So guys, have a wonderful Sunday. Go out, put a coat on. I think it's cold. I went out this morning for coffee and I'm like, no way. And I'm usually pretty good with the cold weather. But go out, put a coat on, go get some apple cider, enjoy the fall. I'm giving you permission to celebrate the fall. It is here. It is here. And do some fun things and have something good to eat tonight and get a good night's sleep and have a beautiful week, start of your week. And I'll be seeing you guys soon. Thanks so much for joining. Talk to you soon, guys. Lots of uploads coming soon. Bye-bye now.